Hello and welcome back to Ada Pulse, the community-funded news channel, keeping you up to date with all the news and emerging projects that are in and around the Cardano ecosystem. And remember, as we're community-funded, there is no coin shilling or paper motion. We don't even discuss token price. We're just here to disseminate information and deliver it to you in a way that's easy for you to understand. Now, today we've got a great topic here, which is the emerging Cardano Stablecoin Ecosystem in 2023. The Cambrian Explosion, Part 1. But check out that header, how it's edited from Origin of Species. Very clever. And this is work from one of our new writers known as TheStoph. And again, this is only thanks to the funding we get from you, the Cardano community. And as I said, this is only part 1. So in the following parts, we've got part 2, which will be a handbook of Cardano stablecoins coming to the market. And then part 3, the advantages of Cardano over Ethereum and risks. And remember, the full articles will be found on the Ada Pulse website. But on that note, do remember to click the like button, hit subscribe, and hit that bell button so you can get notified as soon as we've got content available. And do share far and wide. We are an educational platform. We do want to reach as many people as possible. But enough of that. I'm Josh from ATM Staple, your presenter for Ada Pulse for today. Let's just crack on with the article. The Stablecoin Cambrian Explosion. Now, the Cardano ecosystem is on the brink of what we're calling a Cambrian explosion of new stablecoin species, if you like. Now, for those who don't know, the Cambrian, well, it's an archaeological term. The Cambrian explosion was the discovery of a lot of complex organisms in a layer that hovered around the sort of over 500 million years ago mark. So it's basically a mark of a lot of complex life of where there was none before. Where did they come from? And why did we not see them before? Who knows? But that's not what we're talking about today. But it is, similar to the advent of Cardano native stablecoins coming to the market in 2023, of which there was none before. And this is great news because any global financial operating system will need a safe haven token pegged to their local currency, like a stablecoin, most predominantly used to the US dollar. Now, I actually own an animal company myself, which teaches children about animals and the environment and nature. And I'm a great believer that nature has a lot to teach us from nature's output and what we see it does and the way it does things. Quite often, it's the way we should be doing things. So what we're really asking is here, what can nature and, let's say, the book, Origin of the Species, teach us about what we can be expecting from the Cardano stablecoins? Once they're released into the DeFi sort of wild market. The origin of Stablecoin Species. In 1859, Charles Darwin published The Origin of Species, which presented the theory of evolution through natural selection. I'm not going to go through the whole book, but in short, it argues that in nature there is a struggle for existence through predators, the environment, and resources, such as in a given environment, a species will be forced to adapt or die. Those that live pass down their more favorable characteristics and genetics, and the less favorable ones do not. So this, in short, is called natural selection, which you've probably heard of already. And if you think about it, the free market is the financial equivalent of nature. So we can expect the new Cardano stablecoins to be an intense struggle for existence. The Cardano stablecoin species will evolve and fight it out in the harsh, free and open environmental conditions of implosions from extreme leverage, fraud, and of course, recession. There will be plenty of predators too, waiting to savagely exploit all weaknesses, such as the great bear whale. But ultimately, dominant stablecoin species will emerge, battle-tested and hardened for this niche environment. But should we expect one stablecoin to rule them all? What types of stablecoins can we expect? So let's look at the current stablecoin landscape. Types of stablecoins. Now, the biology analogy of stablecoin species, we can push a little bit further to a higher level hierarchy of classification, or in this case, like types. So, for example, like a lion, it's a class of mammal, and like a python is a class of snake. However, different they may be, they are both part of the animal kingdom. But in this case, we're talking stable coins. So if you take a look at this, it's a quick refresher on the current dominant stablecoin classification types. So here you have your fiat-backed stablecoins. You can see the collateralized stablecoins, and then you have the algorithmic stablecoin. Now, naturally, each class comes with trade-offs. So decisions of risk versus decentralization need to be considered by the user for their particular use case. Emerging native Cardano stablecoins. So what specific Cardano native stablecoin species are coming to the market, and will it be diverse? So here's a sort of a high-level overview of the expected predominant species and some lesser-known emerging species that, you should keep on your radar and you may be seeing coming. So here, check these out. So you have the predominant species. So that's USDA by Emergo, and that's fiat-backed. So there's a lot of KYC and it's regulated. Then there's JED by Coty. As you look on the top of your screen, there'll be a link to an article we did on that. And that's ADA-backed, collateralized, and algorithmic. And that's by IOG. And so then we have the emerging species like SIG-USD, USDM, QADA, RUSD, SharesLake, EVM Bridge. And there'll be a more detailed handbook that we'll be bringing out in part 2. So I'm not really going to go through them all now, but there'll be a lot more detail in part 2. Strength through diversity. So as you can see, there's loads of permutations of stablecoin species coming. And they're all of different types or classifications, if you want to keep with the animal analogy. And because they all come from different projects, and they have different implementations and different use cases. Now, should we want one dominant stablecoin? So if we refer back to the sort of Darwinian stance of evolution, a diverse ecosystem is considered to be quite strong because what it does, it increases the chances of survival for the species within it. Because each different species has their own unique characteristics and adaptation. So if one species becomes killed off, there will be another to take its place. But also at the same time, when a species becomes killed off, there are other species that depended on it. And so they may also fall off. So in other words, a diverse ecosystem is a strong, balanced and healthy ecosystem. So therefore, the sheer quantity and variety of different stablecoin types should make for a diverse and thus strong financial ecosystem. And so not all our eggs will be in one basket, or one basket of stablecoins, that is, giving the ecosystem reliability and safety through redundancy, which is essential for our thriving financial ecosystem. So stablecoin diversity should be encouraged and supported, especially for different users and use cases, and free market competition will ensure that only the strongest ones survive. Market conditions and timing. The market timing and conditions for new Cardano stablecoins couldn't actually be any better. So if you look at now, January 2023 is in the middle of a crypto winter. We're in the bear market. So mainstream interest is at an all-time low, but developers have still got their heads down and their building is at an all-time high. So this is the perfect timing for Cardano to have its own Cambrian explosion of stablecoins for quite a few reasons. So we'll go through them now. The Cardano blockchain is perfectly primed for the high demands of stablecoins. Cardano as a blockchain has smart contract capability from the Goguen era's Alonzo upgrade in autumn 21, and now sufficient scaling from the Basho era's Vassal upgrade. So as of now, the blockchain network usage is at 40% block saturation capacity on average, and so there's plenty of upward headroom. Low visibility stress test, risk reduction and building in the 23 bear market. It's quite a time in the middle of a bear market. Perfect for new stablecoin testing and risk reduction in the market. There should be relatively low volume and low interest from the mainstream, which is the perfect time for a ramped up stress test, chaotic battles, and ultimately risk reduction before the next prime time bull run. There should be plenty of volatility and whale games in 23 with the greater macro landscape of recession. If there's a catastrophic failure or even minor issues, now is the time to get them out of the way and build improvements and integrations all around. strong, battle-tested Cardano stablecoins ready for the next mainstream bull run. After a year or more of stablecoins struggling for existence in the 23 bear market, the stablecoin ecosystem should be diverse, hardened, and strong just in time for the next mass adoption cycle, if it should follow precedent for the next Bitcoin halving in May 24. The Cardano DeFi and the crypto financial ecosystem at large should be robustly positioned with a new and improved class of Cardano stablecoins for different users and use cases. Closing thoughts. So with the advent of the Cardano Cambrian Explosion of stablecoins, the financial ecosystem should expect some chaos until dominant stablecoins emerge through free market struggle for existence. Basically that natural selection that we've been talking about. And there's quite a few species, if you like, or types of stablecoins for a strong, diverse ecosystem, just like Darwin set out himself. And this will bring a huge net positive to not just Cardano, but the entire crypto landscape. And this is the perfect time to introduce a new class of Cardano native stablecoins for the stress testing in the 23 bear market, which is leaving Cardano and the whole crypto space at large better positioned for the next wave of mass adoption. So who will survive the bear market winter? Well, what we do know is only the strongest of Cardano stablecoins will survive. And that brings us to the end of the article. Remember, the full piece can be found online on the Ada Pulse website. But do look out for part 2, where we discuss, well, it will be a handbook of Cardano stablecoins coming to the market. And then part 3, which is the advantages of Cardano stablecoins over Ethereum and risks. So on that note, do remember to click the like button, hit subscribe, and hit that bell button so you can get notified as soon as we've got content available. And do share far and wide. Remember, we're an educational platform funded by you guys, and we just want to reach as many people as possible. Now, I'm Josh from ATM Stakepool, your presenter for today. That's it for now, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.